I bet you're relieved we put the plastic on those windows last week, I said as I came down the hall. I guess you can hear Carney out there blasting his way down the drive with the leaf vaporizer. I rifled through the cupboards in search of a vase. From the corner of my eye, I caught the white envelope and sheaf of papers on the table in front of her. At first she said nothing, the only sound the fading drone of Carney's apparatus, and once I was standing in the kitchen, the faint grind of the electric wall clock, which I had never in 24 years noticed before. I put the roses in a vase and set them down on the table in front of her. She glanced at them, and me. "Lovely," she said. A comment like that is fine, on the surface, coming from most people, but my mother's comments didn't always match her face. And here was case in point, because her lips said what they said, but her face suggested that a few other things weren't lovely at all. She was wearing my father's old bathrobe, blue with white stripes. She'd been soaking in the tub, probably a long while, with Carl Jung or some other smart shrink. Her hair was curly from the steam. I could see the tracks where she'd run her fingers through it a few times. She was never one to stare in the mirror and fuss with her do. I sat down across from her and rearranged the roses, tweaking off a few perfectly healthy leaves, her eyes floating light but firm over my features as if trying to find a passage into my thoughts. Her whole demeanor was like someone, chin in hand, scrutinizing a mystifying painting in a gallery with a desire to really get what the painter had in mind, rather than a mother looking at a daughter who had pilfered, as far as she could tell, $20,000 out of a tragic insurance payment. We sat there a long time, it seemed to me, although no more than 2 stretched-out minutes could have passed, before she said, "Does this have anything to do with Honey Ramone?" Jesus Christ, yes, I wanted to say through my hard mouth. Yes, 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 everything has to do with Honey Ramone. Instead, I offered a worse insult. I said nothing. A pen lay on top of the sheath of papers, and she picked it up, clicked it a few times. I was going to say she kept her poker face, but that's underestimating her. Her aim wasn't to conceal feelings, only keep them in check. How lucky for me, I thought, that she didn't share the sensibilities of Honey's operatic mother, or she might have pulled a gun on me. I had just begun thinking it was a standoff when she dropped the pen, took a deep breath, and said, "You know we're going to have to talk about this, Nicole. So let's get the hell on with it." So there was a bit of an aria in her after all. "Lovely as those roses are," she said, "I wish you would stop staring them down and tell me what's going on. I take it from your silence that it is about Honey. Tell me it isn't also about the 2 of you spinning the roulette wheel over at that casino of yours. And really, how sweet of her, I think now, to assume something so adolescent and almost innocent in comparison to the truth. But at the time, the point was to avoid as long as possible and give myself time to think, which I was scrambling to do. Of mine? It's not my fault people are over at the Crescendo throwing their pensions away with both hands. I'm just the pathetic soundtrack to... Here I dragged out one of my father's old chestnuts, which was unforgivably shitty of me. The precarious misery. We both stared at the roses as if they'd become a painting of roses. Abstract, or, if such a painting style existed, obtuse. Vase of roses caught between mother and thief. I imagined this could go on for a while, the 2 of us being who we were, tight-lipped, repressed. Let's face it. I foresaw the time-lapse roses wilting as they approached that glorious, frantic, almost dead stage, and the petals curling and dropping to the table. Faded shavings fleeing a sneaky, hopeless gesture. "Look," she said, "I don't care about the money. I think you know me better than that. But I can't have you going behind my back and doing something like, well, this. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? You could have come to me." "Come to you? Are you kidding? It's not like you're..." I might as well have slugged her. That was the look on her face, because